Welcome back, I'm back to react, and it's Chris. Now today we're going to be reacting to a new animator by the name of CurtRichy, I believe, and I picked this video because it is something I've never heard before. It is something that I'm interested in hearing what exactly is going to happen in the scenario. I have a little bit of an idea, but I might be wrong, hopefully. And I might need a little dictionary reference after this. But we're going to be watching the video of the time I got fetishized. So we're going to just, jump into it because I don't know how to explain this.
This is gonna get a little weird. Now, before I destroy my chance of ever finding a real job again, there's something I want to clear up. So, welcome to YouTube Sex Ed for... Wait. How many kids are watching? Yo, editing Kurt, how many kids watch the show? Alright, it's fine. I mean, how bad could it be for a couple 13-year-olds to learn about a natural human function? Alright, anyway, let's talk about wanting to f balloons and shit. Alright, so there is a difference between a sexual preference and a fetish. Now, my explanation might get a little complicated, so stick with me here. A sexual preference is a sexual thing that, well, you prefer. Okay, it's not that difficult. Now, a good example of a sexual preference could be, I don't know, something off the top of my head. 12 by 18 aluminum foil cuts of Reynolds Wrap heavy duty.
That's oddly specific.
It's not essential for them, but they're into it. Now, a fetish would mean that 12 by 18 aluminum foil cut of Reynolds Wrap heavy duty.
Why do you keep using that extremely specific?
Would take up a significant part of their sexual identity, meaning that they might need that thing to really enjoy a good experience.
Okay, so you're just gonna ignore
However, the issue here is that the definition of a fetish in more traditional terms usually involves objects, plastic, latex, but to be fetishized as a person for particular traits, you are then being considered almost like a thing, objectified for sexual gratification. Like a porn star, or literally any woman in 1920. And naturally, it's kind of wrong. You dehumanize someone and you disregard them as a person.
Oh, okay.
And that's pretty hot to me.
In a way.
I know. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. Like that to me, like sounds dope. Like this person can only get off to me? I don't know where I'm gonna get that kind of loyalty. Like, bro, people break wedding vows all the time, but who's the last person you know that broke a fetish vow? So naturally, I kind of...
Let me pause this for a minute. Here's the thing with me, right? Here's the thing with me. The dark side. Let's go into the dark side of Chris right now. Here's the thing with me. I feel like at any point, right, anybody, like we said, like you can get turned on by one specific person, all right? Like one specific person. Like, it could just be a little instance, you know, like you can have your porn, you know, like having it there, you know, your hentai, and like you can just like get only attracted to one specific actress or one specific character, right? You know, like it doesn't have to be the whole genre, damn it, the whole genre itself, you know. It could be just that specific person, like he said, that specific thing, you know, like it's a thing. And some people who have like certain crushes or have certain idols that they like, right, like they will specifically get turned on because of that specific idol, you know. God, this is bringing back Amino flashbacks. Okay. But it's totally natural in a sense that you just don't go overboard with it. But let's just continue with the video.
Low-key always wanted it to happen. And one day, I got my wish. Alright, so last year, I'd frequent this particular bar with my friends. We'll call it HB, which I named after the strand of hepatitis I was scared I was gonna get every time I walked in that building. Now, each outing at this place, I'd often see this certain girl. We'll call her Holly for this case. Now this mattered because me and Holly met through a mutual friend that she was into at the time. Therefore, she became the single loose thread of a connection I had to not feel lonely in a place literally filled with 200 people. Every time I saw her, I always made it a thing to go talk to her. And she was a pretty regular chick. She hung out with her friend group, danced with people, you know, like the usual. Now one weekend, my friend Matt hits me up with a question, a weird one. Yo, do you know the name of the girl who only dates black guys?
What?
Yikes. Now, I wasn't sure who he was talking about, or if he messaged the right person, because I have the awareness of a fried plantain. He then told me that he'd show me next time he was out at HB. But the fact that he asked me, knowing damn well I talked to one person, kind of narrowed down the pool to one girl, Holly. Oh boy. Now I was skeptical. I mean, like I said earlier, Holly
I would
was
be
just
too,
chill.
you know,
As I
if you have
said,
a
she
certain
just
way of
danced
looking
and
at
hung out
someone.
with friends. I couldn't be too sure who he was talking about until I actually met up with Matt and he actually told me. But in the meantime, that didn't mean I couldn't do some sleuthing myself. Call me Sherlock Holmes. So that night when I went to the bar, I thought I'd figure what her deal was myself through some friendly conversational gauging. But after talking to her for a little bit, somehow that friendly conversational gauging became not so friendly, parts engaging in okay, we're like ass dancing, all right?
Wait,
Okay,
how did that happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
So we're dancing, right? Having
It
an
goes there
advertiser
sometimes,
friendly
you
good
know?
time. And as we're going, I catch Mark in the corner of my eye and he's pointing at me, which I thought was a hella weird greeting. But then I see he's not exactly pointing at me. See, he was looking me in the eyes, but he was pointing off to the right, almost to show me something. Like he said he was gonna. You know, this makes sense. It definitely 100% was her. And then right in that moment, everything about her clicked. Remember when I said she was usually in a group? Well, I kind of realized that group was full of black dudes. And I realized when she usually dances, she's also with a black dude. Like right now. I also said earlier that we met through a mutual friend that she was into at the time. And guess what color he was?
Black.
Yes, that was the joke. You're not supposed to say. I felt a ways about it, so I had to stop it right here. So I stopped, took a step back, turned her around, and looked right into her eyes. And proceeded to bring her back to my apartment and into my bed.
And how did that happen?
Again, I don't know.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't know this from experience, but I've heard certain things, right? I've heard that these things just happen. You don't, like, it just happens. Like, one day you're just, like, sitting there across the way, like, in a bar, and the next thing you know, you wake up with a naked chick and wondering if you used a condom or if your phone has been unlocked by this crazy hoe, you know? But, like, I don't know, man. Like, it just happens. Like Kurt's saying, it just happens.
Okay, I know this one is what I said at the beginning. I wanted to be fetishized.
Have you considered a therapist?
I really should. Now, to be fair, it could just be preference for her. You can't tell from the existing evidence that she fetishized black dudes. That's about mindset. And I mean, it's completely fine to have a preference, like we said, on a certain type of person. I mean, I have a preference on certain type of girls. Usually girls who aren't hot ones. Which isn't a diss to me. It's actually a plug for a video you should go watch. But anyways, regardless, I was happy to be in the situation. And yes, I know I'm the worst. So the girl's in my bed now, and we're just talking. And I'm very interested in seeing where this is gonna go. Now, like I said in previous videos, I'm not the kind of guy who just smashes girls, but I am very willing to cuddle and have a conversation. But this particular conversation ended up changing me to such a degree that I reconsidered my wanting to be a fetish policy. So during said conversation, she brings up rappers. Which wasn't a weird topic. I mean, I have a bunch of rappers next to my bed, and I get it, we barely know each other. Even though you're laying in my bed. We barely know each other. So you're probably looking at anything in the room to start a conversation. And I know I've been saying this whole time that I liked her because she liked me for my skin color. I don't know, her asking that made me feel a little self-conscious, I guess. The cuddle conversation continued, and we talk about the party and our favorite drinks. And she said something else that put me a little more on the edge. Yeah, my favorite drink is Hennessy. Now, for some of you who don't know, Hennessy is a stereotypical black alcoholic drink, which again, isn't weird. That's two oddly black answers. We're talking to the black dude, his black bed. And I know I'm starting to sound like a hypocrite, but it doesn't feel right. Sure, I wanted you to like me because
sexual preference
I was black, but if all of this isn't coincidence, this is feeling a little too on the nose. But maybe I'm just overreacting. I'm just acting a little off because she's here. There's just a good chance. So do you play basketball?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I don't f with this now. The girl asked me if I played basketball. Now again, to be fair, I'm an athlete at the school, but I do track. But this is the third somewhat race-related statement from her in the span of 15 minutes.
Yeah,
What's crazy is I was supposed to be excited for this. But now it's really just throwing me through a loop. Like I'm just some archetype to her. And that's what I wanted to be. So really, I'm messed up. And things can't get any weirder, right?
You did, sir. You did.
Well, if I said that, obviously, they will. The girl takes out her phone, opens it to her lock screen, and guess what's there?
Oh no.
Just a black guy. It's just some good-looking, light-skinned black dude. He's not even famous. I've never seen him before. She just has a black guy as her screensaver. I officially felt awkward. And I know what you're thinking, well, Kurt, you wanted this. You wanted a girl who fetishized black dudes. But I really didn't know I wanted this. Like, it just felt weird, like your boy was a checklist, and God, So in the morning, she ends up leaving, and not too long after that, I get a text from Mark. I open it, and it says, "I'm guessing you got her name. LOL." All right, so moral of the story, y'all. Being liked by someone superficially holds no depth or weight, like at all. I feel like it has a contrast too to people who like only people for their looks or for their type.
Yeah,
That's a video
there is
for
a
another day.
contrast.
Like the relatable moral is that you shouldn't want people to want you superficially, but for you. But the CurtRichy moral, being objectified isn't as cool as I thought it would. Would have fucking thought. Now again, I don't think having a racial sexual preference is a bad thing, right?
It's
Fetishizing a race, we might be getting into like some sticky territory. What's important is the motive and the intent. And as corny as it sounds, you should like them for them. Ha 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 ha. But for real, it's true. So pretty much don't be like me and try to not be like her. Martin Luther King didn't die for that.
Okay.
Actually, I think, never mind. He literally died for this. Well, still.
Okay.
Oh, what's up, y'all?
Okay. Okay, that's
Hey, we're watching
sorry, but I keep pushing it in awkward sense. Sorry, sir. So what I've noticed, right? I can't. Like, I feel so bad if leaving it as an awkward part. Okay. So first of all, be more observant, everybody, okay? Like at the beginning she was average, you know, but if you're more observant about your surroundings, like she was, obviously, you can pick up on little things that you didn't notice before. So try to be observant as best as you can, especially when it comes to somebody you like, somebody you're gonna get it on with, this and that. I know sometimes the hormones and the pheromones get to your head, and well, being at a bang, it's something else happens, and it just happens. But please be observant. There are people that you have a one night stand with, or there are people that like you try to, yeah. And it's just red flags, like it's not Gucci. So please be more observant. Also, don't objectify people unless that is your fetish as well. I know some people have that fetish, so that's up to you. And just like have a straight, narrow path of sexual preference to fetishes, because that is not Gucci. Like if you're not into objectification, you should tell that person, hey, I'm not into this. And then if they're like, oh well, I am, and if it doesn't work out, then you could just shut them up the door. Save a condom packet for that, okay? And I'm pretty sure little kids don't watch my videos, so I'm fine with this. But anyways, that was interesting, and I liked it. I've seen some of it other videos, like not seen, but I checked the list, and it seems like there's a lot of interesting things. Why is it I'm getting into interesting animators lately? But well, all animators are interesting. Anyways, you know what I mean. Anyways, but thank you guys so much for watching that. Please have a beautiful, unique day, just as yourselves, and just continue to be weird, just not too weird, please. So I am out, and peace.